Hello everyone, Mr. Martinez, and I'm back here with another lesson, and this time it is on Abraham Lincoln. And the title of the lesson is called Lincoln Takes the Helm, with the central historical question being, was Lincoln coercing the South? And as we move in toward the activity, right before we jump in, I did want to go over the road towards Lincoln's election. Within two events, the first one being his House Divided speech, and the key term right here we want to focus on is acquiesced. Now, when he is talking, what he's speaking about in this quote is actually the Dred Scott decision and the institution of slavery. And if acquiesced, meaning if decisions like Dred Scott's are accepted without protest, then the institution of slavery will only continue to grow and advance. So if somebody is not protesting or not trying to put an end to this, it's only going to continue to grow. However, within that same year, his perspective on slavery itself is quite complicated, because within that same year, the Lincoln-Douglas debates, there are three key takeaways. Now, the first takeaway is Lincoln linking Douglas to most extreme pro-slavery forces. The second being Douglas linking Lincoln to abolitionist groups. That's a tongue twister for you right there. And the third being Lincoln argues that he does not want political equality between races. So again, right here, within the same year, we see that his views on slavery are quite either contradictory or complex to Lincoln's first inaugural address. Remember the questions that historians ask themselves as they are reading a document. Let me rephrase that, as they are sourcing a document. So remember who wrote it, when was it written, why was it written, what is the other perspective, is it reliable, why or why not? And also, if you recall the Reading Like a Historian poster from Ms. Shweta Singluth earlier in the semester on how to source a document, how to find claims, and how to support your claims with evidence. Now, moving along, here we have two links. The first one is the link to his inaugural address in 1861. And the second is the link to the graphic organizer that will help us prepare for our activity for today, which is philosophical chairs. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the link so I can show you guys what that looks like right here. And at the top right here we have contrast Lincoln coercive or not. So based off of the documents that we read in the past few days and the final document that you will be getting today, you're going to fill this graphic organizer out in preparation for the philosophical chairs. An example, if I could show you guys an example, would look something like this. This is from a House, so my piece of evidence is from a House Divided speech, and I use the quote actually from the second slide, which talks about if slavery and decisions like Dred Scott's are acquiesced, the institution of slavery is only going to grow. So that is my piece of evidence, and my argument would be, well, Abraham Lincoln in this case is making the argument that if we don't do something about slavery, then the institution will only continue to advance. So I will now give you 20 minutes to work with the partner, source the document and corroborate the document with the past documents that we've covered, and go ahead and fill this graphic organizer out.